OK, big developments at West Ham this morning as well. They've agreed a deal with Nice for the signing of defender Jean-Clair Todibo. Am I doing too much?
That was a bit much.
Well, the deal is an initial loan with an option to buy for £34 million. He's on his way to London now. He's going to have his medical soon. Kwaku, West Ham have been busy, haven't they? Yeah. Is this the kind of player that they need?
Most definitely, especially if Kurt Zouma exits West Ham and he leaves to go to Saudi Arabia. This would be a huge coup for West Ham. Of course, he garnered interest from some of the top clubs in Europe, like Manchester United, like Juventus. And League One's a happy hunting ground. If you're looking for a centre-back that's physical, can also play football as well. Think about Lenny Yoro joining Manchester United. And he's the perfect age as well, 24 years old. He's fully grown into himself. He's got years of top-level experience under his belt. He was obviously highly coveted when he was at Toulouse as a youngster, hence the move to Barcelona in 2019. Didn't really work out for him there, but he found a home at Nice. And last season, he really flourished and became one of the best centre-backs in the world. He's completely different to Kurt Zouma, though, in terms of profile. He's a ball player, but also has that physicality as well. So if West Ham get this deal over the line, they deserve a lot of credit because it's a huge signing.
Yeah, you two have been looking at West Ham's options, haven't you? Show us what you've got then.
Well, yesterday, Pakistan won the gold, India came silver, and today me and Flex are getting along. Miracles happen, you know? As you watched the show yesterday, these two boys were not getting along. West Ham are in the market and they've had a really good window, which we are definitely going to talk about, but the centre-back options they've currently got, I really like them. Max Kilman obviously arrived this window, really technically advanced centre-back. Mavropanos also has been there for a little while, and Naif Aegard, very unlucky with injuries, but if he's fit, you've got three very good centre-backs, and then you're throwing in your boy Todibo.
You can just see what West Ham are trying to build for the future, really. I mean, new sporting director through the door, new manager through the door, brand new ideas, and you're looking at the types of players that they're starting to buy at the football club. It's massively exciting times. Jean-Clair Todibo, let's take a look at him in comparison to the other West Ham centre-backs here. These are league stats per 90 minutes from last season, and you can see just how combative he is. 1.97 in terms of tackles. That's the highest out of the rest of the centre-backs. One of his weaknesses is actually, for how big and dominant he is, he probably would like to dominate a little bit more in the air. He probably ranks the lowest in terms of that. But if you're looking at passes attempted as well, 83.5, he's the leader for that as well. So he's a ball-playing centre-half. He likes to progress the ball, and that's what Julian Lopetegui is going to be looking for.
I think also when you look at the four profiles, they've essentially got four very different profiles. You've got Mavropanos at the end, who's the sort of dominant one. He wants to win duels. You can see from the numbers he's ahead of the other guys on tackles, apart from Todibo, actually. But then also aerial duel ones, he wants to get up there. Then you've got Naif Aegard, who's sort of like a blend of all good things in a centre-back. He can play a little bit, he wants to play up in the back, wants to play long diags. And then Max Kilman, who I think we were speaking about this, just sort of said, from going from Wolves to West Ham's a really interesting move for him. It does feel like a bit of a career development. And then I think all three of those lead you to Todibo, who you spoke, I think, in the last window about United really wanted him being the perfect profile. And now they've got a plethora of centre-backs that they've got to choose from.
And this is why West Ham fans, you guys watching at home, must just be so excited. I mean, look at the signings that have happened this summer. OK, bringing in Wes Frodden for some backup there. But the really exciting Luis Gomer from Palmeiras, Brazilian, exciting, front foot, young, really young. Max Kilman in from Wolves for a fairly big fee. You've got Somerville in there from Leeds, he's exciting. And Fulkrug up front, 27.5 million. You saw what he was on in the Euros and last year at Dortmund as well. Fantastic signing. And Mikel Antonio's had his problems with injuries, and West Ham have always quite struggled with that 9 position, haven't they? To really lock down somebody. They've had some failed loans, some failed long-term signings that just have not worked out. And yes, he's 30 plus, but at the end of the day, it's exciting times. And you add Jean-Clair Todibo into that, Rodriguez from Betis, great times.
Nicholas Fulkrug, David Moyes must be fuming. That's the David Moyes signing right there. Do you think they've had the best window so far in the Premier League?
I don't think there's a question about it. There's no doubt about it either. I think West Ham have had the best window so far, and a lot of credit goes to Tim Stuyton, who's their technical director. He's travelling to London with Todibo. He convinced him to join over the last 24 hours. Of course, like I mentioned before, he's had a lot of interest from other top clubs in Europe. And if you look at Tim Stuyton's resume, he was the man that built the Leverkusen team that went on to win Bundesliga last season. Of course, he wasn't there to reap the rewards of it last year. He was at West Ham already. But it's a coup getting a man like that through the door. And you see why teams like Manchester United are trying to realign their structure in terms of the hierarchy when it comes to people who make footballing decisions, because those kind of people, technical advisors, directors of football, those are becoming more and more important in the modern game. And as a result of Tim started managing to get these deals over the line, West Ham got one of the most formidable teams. And this is going to be one of the first years in a long time that West Ham haven't got European football. So think about that strength and depth, combined with the fact they haven't got the games in midweek. West Ham are going to be a force to be reckoned with this season.